So, Tom, you join midway through the season. What is going through your mind when you're joining the new club like that?
I think looking at the league table where Oldham was, and obviously they was in the National League at the time, and I was in the EFL at the time with Cheltenham. I think it was a bit of a risk to drop out the league for myself, but I think I was only going to risk going out the league if it was going to be for a team that were fighting for promotion. And speak to Tom Conn at the time, that was and is a very good friend of mine. It was kind of I knew how the club were going and what kind of direction they wanted to go, and had a conversation with my agent about being able to, if he could kind of get the deal done ASAP, because it was something that as soon as I heard Oldham were interested, it was a kind of a project that I wanted to be involved in. I want to be another a promotion on my CV, but to help the club get back into the football league. So yeah, it was maybe a bit of a risk from a gamble, shall we say, but an educated gamble, one that I knew that I was going into a massive club and a team that was full of EFL experience. So yeah, it was an exciting time when I heard they were interested, and I think I look back and it was a very good decision of mine.
Well, I spoke to Tom Conlon. He takes all credit for your transfer. So, yeah,
He does, mate. He's done it at Vale as well. He's done it here. He's done it at Vale. So he brought me there, and he's brought me in here. So yeah, full credit to him.
and you're coming in replacing a player with Premier League pedigree in Sam Clucas. Are you
Mhm.
thinking, right, I've got to live up to that standard, or is it just play your own game and go through your own motions?
Yeah, I think as a player, you get brought in, and I think you kind of are filling gaps. And I think when I came in, there was lots of injuries as well. So like Corey Evans had just got injured. Obviously, Tom had got injured. As a player, you don't really go in and start thinking I need to. I'm replacing a certain player. You go in, and you got to remember the club brought you in because of the player I am, and probably not because that's the reason. So it's go out and play your own game. So that was important. I had a quick chat with Mickey, and I signed on the Monday. I remember having the chat, and it was get ready to go tomorrow because you're starting in home to York. So it was thrown into the Lions Den. That was.
Yeah, you got thrown in at the deep end with a game against York as well, because obviously they end up in the playoffs. But did you always know from the outset that you were going to be in the playoffs and you were going to be promoted, and that was the plan?
I think that was when I signed. Yeah, that was the plan of let's have a let's get promoted. It's a club that was in and around it when I signed, and obviously the if you just said at the start of the season who were the teams that were looking to get promoted, Oldham would be probably one of the top of that list. So I knew that coming in there was going to be pressures on us to get promoted. But as a player, you like playing under that pressure. You want to play for a team that's going for promotion. You don't want to sign for a team that's fighting relegation. So no, it's pressure that I wanted.
And you initially came in on loan. Does that change your mentality with things? Is it like, oh damn, there might be a way that I might not be here in come September? What are you thinking with that?
Yeah, it's different to any other move I've had. I've always signed permanently at club, so it was a bit strange. I kind of it was strange to start with to feel like I was on loan, but literally by the end of the season, I forgot I was on loan. I felt so like at home with the fans, with the players, with the staff, that other people and players were forgetting that I was on loan, which is a nice feeling, and that's kind of one of the main reasons, or one of many reasons, to be fair, why I wanted to sign permanently. And thankfully we obviously went all the way to Wembley, got promoted, and yeah, thankfully signed in the summer permanently.
Well, yeah, the marketing team did a good job with that, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they owe me, I think, for that Pets at Home one. So, but no, it was like, it's a good crack, and it gets everyone talking, doesn't it? So good laugh.
Yeah, it were good. It were good. So we get the playoffs. Are you thinking, right, form's in paramount here, or does form go out the window when you get there?
I think um, I think form is important. You don't want to be going into the playoffs losing games. However, I think they are one-off games, and I think the staff here are experienced. The gaffers experienced. Gary's they're all experienced about playoff football. We had a lot of experience in the squad about that they're one-off games. Let's get the semi-final. well, I suppose it was before the semi-final, there was a few games, but it was Halifax first. We had a game plan for that, and it was just about making game plans for each game. You had a lot more break in between games than you would in a league, so it gave you more time to prepare. But no, you wanted to go into the playoffs with confidence because you don't want to go into the playoffs losing three on the bounce. You want to go into playoffs knowing your game plans and playing with confidence, and we did.
And for the fans, I guess they felt like there was a lull before you went into the playoffs, a little dip, like when you obviously had Rochdale at home,
Mm-hmm.
which is obviously every Oldham fan's one of their two must-win games in a season, really. First of all, did you enjoy playing against Rochdale? and,
Yeah, that was
and
a good one. Obviously, to have the full crowd, the away stand, that was amazing, and to have a hand in the goal, one of the goals as well, which was really nice. It's yeah, that was one. I suppose I'll miss playing them because of the atmosphere, but I don't miss playing them because they're in the National League.
well, yeah, it's always nice seeing them down there.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But and then two, are you like almost apprehensive that you might not be getting the playoff position you want, or because obviously with that dip in form, we were struggling to score, and then we end the season with the heights that you do. Is
Yeah.
there any apprehension about that?
I think it's more because you don't know who you're going to be playing in the playoffs. Whereas in the league, you can look ahead and you know who you're going to be playing. So I think when you're going into games thinking you obviously just go into games thinking we want to win and we want to win games, but you come off the pitch of the last few games thinking, right, if we win this, who do we play? And if they win that, and you kind of just got to take care of yourself. And we just backed ourselves that whoever we played, we'd beat. And it was obviously York went and finished. I think they were second by however many points, and we backed ourselves. If we beat Halifax, we knew that we can go and beat York. So we obviously to go into York's back garden and beat them. And it was a nice feeling. But yeah, it was a bit of a lull before. I think when you got games like I think we played Ebbsfleet quite late on in that season, which for them there was nothing on the games. The atmosphere is maybe a bit dead, and it's tough sometimes when you think you know you're going to be in the playoffs, but you just got to let every game go and win every game and keep the motivation going. That's where you usually experience like myself. Well, we had so many, myself, Corey. You can go through the whole team, the amount of experience we had. So I think you can get bogged down about who you're going to be playing and etc. But you just got to go and win and back yourselves, whoever you're going to play against. That we would beat, and thankfully we did.
So we then get Halifax. Are you like, right, we can take these? Is is it like you're just gonna go one step at a time, and then we obviously go 3-0 up inside 15 minutes?
Hmm.
Do you allow yourself to relax once you're at that stage?
Yeah, I think you go into that game not with nerves, but know the pressure is on us to probably to win that game. So I think the best thing that we could have done was score early, which we did, and to go and score three so early, it just takes any pressure off that anyone was feeling really. Yes, you do relax. I think everyone will say you don't relax, you go and get the next goal, but you do relax. But I think you relax and probably play a bit better football than you probably would at 0-0 because you're more confident. You gain confidence from obviously scoring three early goals. So yeah, to I think going into that game, we knew they had a lot of injuries that game as well. And yeah, we knew if we started well and we backed ourselves that we win that game. And yeah, we thankfully won it quite comfortably.
And how nice was it when you've got Joe Garner who can't find a barn door from 3 yards all season, and then goes and gets three in the playoffs? How nice is that to play behind, to just feed in for them?
Well, that's where your experienced players come in, and when the big games come, the big players turned up, and Garns definitely did that throughout the playoffs, not just in the Halifax game, thankfully.
Well, yeah, that Halifax game was my last game at Boundary Park. I really need to go down.
Yeah. Oh, you do indeed.
But
That's yeah, that's a while back that now.
yeah, it is. Don't worry, I was at Rotherham, so
Yeah, oh,
I'll weigh it up with away days.
yeah, yeah, nice.
Do you think going into the York game, obviously you've got that Halifax momentum, they've had an extra week off. Are you feeling a little bit more match ready? Are you feeling like, right, we can take them? Because obviously we finished 20 points behind York in the regular season. We went up there, we got a draw at their place a few weeks before you played them. what's going on with your mindset with that regarding, having that extra, having to play that extra game that they haven't.
I think we backed ourselves in the fact that when we did play them at their place away from home, a few weeks before, we felt confidence from that game. Also, the amount of injuries that we got back, that like from Manny, Corey, Garnes was on fire. We had loads of players that were injured. Kitch had come through an injury as well. So we knew if we got our players firing, it's Vermao was on fire as well. So we knew as soon as we get them players back, the squad becomes stronger, not just the starting 11. And you got players on the bench that you had TC on the bench, like which you look now like the strength and depth we had last season as well as this season. So we knew our squad was capable of going there and winning. The gaffer set up a good game plan, and I think it was probably one of the most comfortable victories that we had.
And how much do you feel that you've got Rags, you've got Regan, you've got Manny, and Big Will Sutton as well. When they're behind you, how much confidence does that fill you in those sort of
Yeah,
environments?
you train with them all every day and see how strong and the leaders really coming out of all four of them people that you mentioned. But yeah, to have them behind you, we knew it was going to be important. They were going to be a good attacking team. So yeah, defensively, I thought we were so strong that game, and yeah, we didn't give them a sniff.
And I think they only lost once at home all season. And that was to Barnet, who, as you know, went up through autos. Are you shocked that you get a result like that? Is it all
No,
planned?
no, I don't think so. I think, like I said, the belief I had in the squad, the players that were missing that were coming back, the performance that Halifax I think was in our heads, but it was also in the back of their heads. York's thinking, Jesus, like they just ran all over Halifax, and we knew we was going to run all over them. Like we just knew it, and I think as soon as we went 1-0 up, how we did, and we just knew that we had their number, and I think they knew it as well. It was set pieces were going to be big, and yeah, to perform with the way we did in front of obviously the away fans that packed that out. Yeah, well, I was confident. I was confident.
Well, I had to watch it here because I couldn't get a ticket. So
Oh, like many, I think that was.
yeah, I know it was. But honestly, were you celebrating the fact that you got to Wembley, or were you a lot more reserved with like one more game, let's go get it?
I think you've got to. I say to everyone, you've got to really enjoy their moments. You're not on that pitch singing "We are going up." It's not one of them that we think we've got promoted already. But you have to enjoy their moments in football. That you go through so many highs and lows, more lows probably than highs with the amount of games in a season. You win a game, you already the saying is like, oh, you now focus on the next match. Whereas when you lose, you go home, you're in a bad mood. So I think when you win such a big game like that, you have to enjoy it and you have to get carried away. But also, I think once you wake up the next day, then you're not carrying on partying and all sorts. You're worrying about going to Wembley. So yeah, it's about enjoying it. You have to enjoy it. You don't get carried away, of course, and start thinking you're promoted already. But yeah, make sure you enjoy their moments because they don't come around a lot.
So let's take that day under the arch. You've got.
Mm-hmm.
Are you feeling any more nerves? Are you feeling? Is it just? Do you take it like it's a normal game? Obviously, it's not a normal game. But
Mm-hmm.
how do you go about prepping for such an occasion like that?
I think the experience of playing there before helps. I think you're not walking into Wembley thinking, oh my God, there's the arch, there's this, there's that. You kind of understand that you've been there before, so it feels a little bit more normal. The the side you have to still sort out all the tickets for your family and friends and make sure they're all right because that's part of it. But I think once you get there, you try and myself, I just try and keep the same routine as I would in it if it was a game against I don't know Ebbsfleet or like whoever it was at home or away. So try and keep your routine as normal. Don't start trying new things or changing anything you haven't done all season. You got there by doing things right and doing the things that make it work for me. So yeah, it's never going to be the same. Don't get me wrong. Your anxiety is going to be more. Of course you're nervous, but you're nervous because you want to go and perform for your friends, your family, and obviously for the football club. So yeah, try and keep your routine as normal as possible. That's what I would say.
Do you have any superstitions?
Not superstitions, no. Routine and superstitions, I would say, are different. I like really chilling out before a game. I sit with a green tea. I get changed around 2 o'clock while everyone's stretching and ready to go out. I'm normally sat there in my tracksuit. I try and don't let my heart rate get too high before too early, because I think you can peak and maybe get exhausted and use maybe energy that you need for the game. So yeah, I'm pretty laid back in life, but even in the change room, people say, well, "You're not going to get ready," and it's like, yeah, I'll get ready in a minute. Like, yeah, it's fine. I think there's a balance between becoming not lazy, but about being too relaxed and also becoming too like, yeah, thinking I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Oh, I'm not ready yet, and that's what I do every game. I have a green tea before around 1:30. Everyone, I'll read the program, chill, have a chat, listen to music, and then it's good to go. Around 2 o'clock, I'll start getting changed, and it's not superstitions as such, just routine.
Me and you are polar opposites. I'm first one out the change room, ready to go.
Yeah, you're like Tom Conlon.
Yeah, but I play rugby, so I need a ball in my hand. Need to get my strapping
Yeah,
on. So yeah, complete polar.
that's your routine, right? That's your routine, and
If
if
it
it works for you, then you keep doing it.
Well, it happens when me and you both score in the same week.
Really, there you go. If it works for us, then we carry on doing that, mate.
Absolutely. So so that day under the arch, obviously we'd kept a clean sheet in both playoff games up to then, and then Manny puts it in his own net. Are you stressing? Are you relaxing? Are you a bit more up for it? How?
um, yeah, I think it was tough because it was so early on. So you straight away, your game plan doesn't go out the window, but your game plan is to keep it tight, control the game. You knew that they was going to try and slow the game down and stop us with our momentum. So I think when that goal goes in, your first thought is like obviously not good, and but it's just trying go like keep everyone calm, because look, everyone's going to look to the experienced players and how I react. So it's kind of how do how do I show them that I'm calm as much as staying calm myself? So yeah, it was we was all right. It goes in, and your first thought is probably how do we act? Why did it happen, and how? But you just got to put that behind you. Then it's get on with the game and let's go and score the next goal.
And you're mentioning your experience there. You've obviously got Vimal Yoganathan, who's I think he's younger than me
Mm-hmm.
at this point, which makes me feel old. um, are you calming him down? Obviously, he's come into the club and has made everything and has come on like a house on fire. But are you trying to calm him down? Are you because you're the experience in that midfield there? How,
Yeah.
how are you going about almost taking him under your wing with such an occasion?
You're just telling you're looking out for signs if people are trying to maybe do different things in that game, and a little bit like I said, my routine, make sure players aren't trying anything different, and it's just maybe I can't remember exactly what I'd have been saying to him, but I can imagine I'd have been saying, Vim, let's go and get on the ball, like make things happen, like next time let's do this, let's do that. I'm just trying to not coach him through the game because he doesn't need coaching, but trying to talk him through a game as if we were playing a normal game. So it is hard, of course, but you don't want him to be trying anything different. But yeah, whatever we said to all of us, we obviously reacted in the right way because we went behind a few times.
Well, yeah, but we dominate that first half, and we have chance after chance. Obviously, Garner hit the post. Mikey missed a sitter. Vim himself missed a sitter. Are you getting more and more frustrated as that half goes on with the chances that the side's creating?
Yeah, you do get frustrated because you create these chances and you want to get back in the game. You understand how big the game is, um, and we've shown how important it is to put the ball in the net recently, and then playoff games that it changes the game. So I think you wanted to go into halftime with at least drawing, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and it's how you react. Yes, frustration, but then it's forget that frustration and move on to the next. No one's missing on purpose. So it's yes, frustration, but then you're trying to pick the person up who's missed and tell them, "Come on, you'll score the next one." So that's all you're trying to do.
And so you end up going in the sheds, one down. Rags is obviously captain because TC was off the bench. What are people like Rags and Mickey and almost yourself with the experience? What are you all saying in the sheds at half time?
It's calm. It was pretty calm at half time. It was about going to score the next goal. We knew they would be, and they were trying to hang on to that one goal lead. So it was about let's score the next goal. We don't have to score the next goal in the next 30 seconds. Thankfully, we did, but it wasn't about like let's go gung ho and everyone fly forward. Um, it was look, let's go and score the next goal and then see what happens. Get back in the game, and thankfully we did. But yeah, it was calm. The gaffer was brilliant, and everyone there was no panic.
Both TC and Rags have said that the gaffer really came into his own in the
Mhm.
playoffs. Did you feel like that as well?
Yeah, I think it shows he shoot well the amount of experience in games he's had in the playoffs and getting promoted. I think yeah, I agree with them. I think on the pitch, off the pitch, his game plans that he put into practice obviously worked. A team talk at halftime, maybe an inexperienced manager flaps a little bit and maybe makes a change at halftime with a shape or something like that. But we didn't change anything like that. We knew if we stuck to our game plan, we'd come out on top. So yeah, no, definitely he did really come into his own, and that's what experience buys you, I suppose. And yeah, it really did show.
So you've come out for half time. I've done the most stupid decision ever and gone to get a burger. Um, just as you boys are coming back out, get back to my seat. As I'm coming back to my seat, I hear a roar, so I'm running with this burger, hopefully not spilling it. Get back to my seat and find that you boys have got a penalty. The only goal I've ever got on film is Joe Garner's penalty at Wembley, which
That's
I,
a good one. Don't worry about
yeah, I'm not going to film another goal now. I'm content with life, but this
that.
obviously you've got the experience of Joe Garner taking this penalty. But with gamesmanship and how players will go about it, are you like protect Garns at all costs? Are you trying to get their blokes away from it? Are you?
Yeah, you are a little bit. I think you see the TV all the time in the Premier League when keepers try and time waste and put players off it, and you got players telling Garns how ugly he is and how he's going to miss and all the tricks in the book. So yeah, you're just trying to get the players away and trying to get the ref to get on with it as soon as possible because yeah, no player wants to be waiting there for 5 minutes. So it's kind of yeah, get them out of the way and let Garns do his thing.
And when that goal goes in, are you elated? Are you right? Let's get the second. Let's play our way. What are you thinking? Because obviously you've got to dictate the game from there. Then in that
Yeah,
midfield, you and Vimal.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what are you going to be saying, and what's your mindset with that?
It's more relief that the penalty went in because I think then it's so early on in the second half. I think right back in the game now, like back to a draw. Let's go. Like we can now dominate the game and kind of put our stamp back on the game because they couldn't slow the game down too much more, which they still did to be fair. But yeah, it was kind of relief that went in and you celebrate and realize that it's let's go and get the next goal, and that is the mindset every time. And when you obviously you score to make it draw. So yes, relief, but then you got to go and believe that you got to go and win the game.
Are you frustrated that you can't go and win it in normal time, or is it?
Yeah, for the heart rate, for the ticker, it was frustrating. I think you want to go and win it in normal time. You don't want to go to penalties and then it goes to a game. A bit of luck then, doesn't it? So you you want to go and win it in normal time. And I think we had so many good chances to go and win it in normal time, which was frustrating. And you look back and watch it and think we should have won that comfortably. But yeah, football's not like that, and we had to make it a roller coaster, right?
Well, Oldham Athletic aren't like that, I can tell you.
No, no, no.
So you see, obviously Tom Conlon comes on, reassures that midfield. Is that like a relief for you because you're not having to almost guide the youth of Vimal? Is that like an uplift for you because you've got your club captain on? How's that go? And he's obviously one of your best mates as well. To,
Yeah, well,
to share the pitch with Tom, what's that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, at the time, it wasn't a feeling of I'm glad to be sharing the pitch with one of my best mates in football, but I think looking back, it's nice to think like that. Um, yeah, to have someone of his quality, his experience to come on there and probably and guide us through the final. I think he come on around 70 minutes, I think. So for him to come on and guide us through that, the end of the game was obviously big. And yeah, and that's what I was talking about, the squad depth we had. It was, we had so much quality on that bench. So yeah, to see him come on and help us over the line, it was, yeah, very important.
So you get to full time and it's 1-1, and then you start the second half and you know we go 1-0 down inside. Well, what 2-1 down inside the 30 seconds. Is that
Yeah,
frustration? Is that right? We've got another half hour to go. We need to get the second goal, otherwise we're not going up.
I
What's
think it's I think the original, and I think it's only natural when you can see like that, and you straight away think like, oh, is this not our day now? Like your instant feelings is like, oh, right, you've lost. Like, but then you get, I think once you snap out of that straight away, a few seconds later, you gotta think, right, we've still got 15 minutes or however long left of extra time. Like, we'll get chances here. Like, and we knew we'd get chances. And I remember saying to everyone, we've got ages left yet. Like, they're again going to sit behind the ball. They're going to sit deep, and they probably scored too early in extra time. For if they had their chance again, they'd have probably wanted to score a little bit later because we basically had the whole of extra time to go and get the goal. So yeah, I think the straight away the feeling is the overriding emotion when you first do it is like you're gutted because you've worked so hard to get back in the game, and then you kind of give a goal away like that. So yeah, you're gutted, but then yeah, you snap out of that and again use your experience to settle yourself down and get back to it.
so I'm up in the stands, right at the back, in absolute pieces at half time of extra time. But what are you saying to the boys? Well, not a lot because you've got no breath left. But what are you saying?
Just saying to them, there's no way they're fitter than us. Like I promise you, like we'll run all over these. Like the last 15, they're waiting for the final whistle. We go and get this goal, and we go and get another one. And that wasn't me just trying to say it to lads. I knew how fit we was. We ran over York, we ran over Halifax. There was no way that Southend were going to run all over us. So, and they were going to be hanging on. I believed in the squad, believed in the players that we had on that pitch. And yeah, the experience we had on that pitch, Nor's come on, and the experience that he had, we knew that we get him a chance, he'd score. Gave him one chance, and he missed it. And I thought, there's no way he's going to miss again, and we'll get him one more chance. And thankfully, we did.
Well, that should have won the Puskas Award. I'm telling you, that goal.
It should have, 100% should have.
But when North scores that goal, and obviously the iconic Jude Bellingham,
Yeah.
"I am God" celebration in front of all of us bouncing Atleticos, are you like, right? Let's get it to penalties, or are you can go get a third?
No, I think go and get the third. I think they were once with how we scored that, and like you said, we had brought on Tom Conlon, brought on Nors. Like them two players got so much experience and quality. Like there's no way you can just go and settle for a draw. I didn't think we'd score that quick after it. I'll be honest. Um, but yeah, going back to Nors' finish and goal was one of the best goals I've seen live. Like being a part of. And yeah, that was the feeling. Go and win it. Go and win it.
Kean Harrop, goal or shot? Shot or cross? Sorry, shot or cross.
Definitely a cross, definitely a cross. But look, he's got so much quality. Literally in training today, he's like he's probably one of the best finishers I've trained with and played with. and his quality is on ball, and he put it in such a good area that it was probably undefendable. Obviously, Mikey's run he's made has probably affected the goalkeeper and defender. So all in all, a very good football goal in that sense. But yeah, cross definitely.
Cross, definitely. Well, I don't remember seeing much of Keane's goal because we were still celebrating Norwood's equaliser. So I need to get Keane on because he'll probably say different.
Yeah, he might do. He might do. He's an honest guy, though. He might be honest.
Fair enough. Um, there's clips of you running around like a headless chicken in that last 5 minutes. How
Yeah,
have you still got that energy to do that?
I'm not
First,
sure. I'm not really sure, but I think it's when you know what the goal is, and you work all year, not all your life, because every team you're different. But you work all that so hard every season to make your family proud, your friends proud. Um, you've got people there that you care about so much watching you, and you've got 5 minutes to just run. That's all you've got to do. If you collapse, you collapse. Someone will pick you up. So it was just in my head. Look, how much do we want it? It was yeah. I remember the video my sister got of me running around like a headless chicken, trying to winning the ball back. And yeah, I don't know how I've got that energy in the 120th minute of extra time at Wembley. But yeah, thankfully I did.
did you give yourself a little pat on the back when you hear your name mentioned as man of the match, or
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, really. I think it's maybe only because I was one of the only players that didn't come on or didn't come off. There was so many subs in that game and stoppages and goals. I'd have given it to Norris just purely for the goal. But yeah, it was nice. I got told about it, and I don't think I remember hearing it. I remember just getting told after the game. One of the TNT like analysts come up to me after and said, "Yeah, you got man of the match. How do you feel?" And I remember, I don't know how I was feeling. There were so many different emotions going through my head.
so when Matty catches the ball in
Mm.
to end the day? What are you just relieved? Are you collapsing? Are you coming over to us fans? Are you go celebrating with with the boys on the pitch?
Uh, I collapsed on the floor straight away because it was just a relief and that was it. It's a relief of um, that it's. I think how the game went, the roller coaster of being behind and getting back and then getting behind again. It's a relief of the comeback, and yeah, then the emotions start taking over of what you've actually done and what you've achieved. Not many players have promotions on their CV, but to go Wembley and win it in extra time like we did, it is things that you do tell your grandchildren about. And there'll be many a time where I show people that video of the highlights of that game. But yeah, it was exhaustion, relief, like yeah, so many different emotions. But I remember getting up and then I can't remember who was running over to me, but there's everyone just jumping around, and then yeah, it was going to go over to the supporters and celebrate with them.
And you get to go up those famous Wembley steps, but
Mhm.
you're not the only ones. Obviously, you've got Mickey up there as well. But Frank, what? Let's be frank, shall we? What?
Mhm.
What? 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 What a bloke! And what a man that the club's got.
Yeah, I mean he's done unbelievable for this club. Obviously, it was before my time, before me getting there. That obviously his takeover and how he basically saved the club, right? Him and his family. So yeah, and the gaffer. I think the gaffer gave him his medal, his promotion medal, because if it wasn't for Frank, none of us would be here. So we owe obviously him a lot, and the club owes him obviously a lot, and we all know that. And I think he obviously he feels that love. So yeah, to be able to win for him to give a little bit back to him is very important.
Absolutely agree. And then I don't know if you play video games, but you boys are back in FIFA, so that's why I've gone and bought.
Bloody well do, mate. I do indeed. Look, my pad's right here. I've been playing. I've been playing today while my little
Wow,
one's asleep.
fair enough. So, do you play as yourself or?
Yeah, I'll get myself an ultimate team. I try and evo myself up, but I'm not quite good enough to be in my team yet. So I'll have to take a few months yet.
Well, I've got you in mind, so
Yeah, man.
you and TC dictate my midfield, so I'm good for that.
I love it.
Um, Obviously you get awarded a new contract at the end of that season, but you're losing the likes of Rags, Kitch, um, uh,
Harry
Pritchard,
Evans.
and Nors. Does that affect the morale behind the boys, or because
I think you are gutted when you see them lads, especially when you share such an amazing moment with them at Wembley, etc. Yeah, you are gutted. You gutted to see them go, but I've been in the game long enough to see many a friend come and go, and that's just football. Unfortunately, you go up a league, budgets change, and people have to make hard decisions. So it'll always be the same, unfortunately. The next season will probably be the same. You'll see people go and other players come in. So yeah, gutted. Gutted at the time to see them boys go. I mean, but we'll always share that connection with the promotion, which is nice.
and obviously now you're captain because Tom's injured. Do you feel
Hmm.
any extra responsibility, or
Yeah, you do. I think it's natural. You do. Um, I don't let it affect how I play, or I'm not going to be one of them players that screams and shouts. I'm never going to be that. I'll lead in maybe other ways of how my performance is. I'll obviously motivate other players and understand how to talk to players. But yeah, there's different ways to lead. Everyone leads different. Um, and go on.
sorry, no, carry on.
No. Everyone leads different. I think that's important for people in any walk of life. You know, there's not one way of leading. There's so many different ways. So yeah, it's extra responsibility off the pitch and on the pitch. But I think when that whistle goes, you just try and play your own game, and you kind of forget that you got the armband on sometimes.
And you've done something that Tom hasn't done yet, and that's score a goal for Oldham Athletic.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've got it in the locker. I don't worry. I've told him that. Don't worry about that.
and but it was in front of the Rocky Road end, obviously in front of the main Oldham Athletic fans. What's that like?
I mean, I'm gutted because I couldn't celebrate it properly because obviously it was the one that got us back in the game.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking after, I remember seeing Garn score with obviously he scored to draw as well, and he's off celebrating. I'm thinking, come on, I got the ball to go back and try and win the game here, but it was late on, so I still owe a nice celebration in front of that stand. So I'll save it up. I'll score again soon.
Go on, what's your celebration going to be, or are you going to keep it
I
secret?
can't be telling that one, but emotion takes over you. So anything you have planned normally goes out the window anyway.
Well, if you'd have scored at Wembley, I was expecting shirts off, so no one did
Oh, it would be. I can guarantee that probably would have happened.
that. Anyway, so my final question that I always
Mhm.
ask every interview is if you were sitting opposite a young Tom Pett right now, whether that's at Stevenage or Lincoln, wherever you are, um, and you have to give him one piece of advice to get to where you
Mhm.
are now, knowing what you know now, what is that piece of advice?
I'd be there for a long time with him, that's for sure. Telling him lots of advice. I think there's lots of advice that I'd give. I think the one of the main ones is never give up. Um, I got pushed back loads when I was a kid. Of you'll never make it as a professional footballer. Going through non-league, um, it was always I'll be too small, too weak. Um, and yeah, I never gave up. I kind of went through that way. I was never at an academy as a 13, 14 year old. I was on trial at places, but always got told I'll never make it because I'm too small and too lightweight. So yeah, I'd tell him to don't give up and be the hardest working player in that team, um, because that'll take you a long way, and it'll carry your career on. I think um, I'd like to think that's not one of my main attributes, but an attribute that I think is important, and it is being able to work hard because it makes up for any ability that you haven't quite got and things like that. So yeah, work hard and never give up would be the two main ones.
Awesome. Cheers, Tom.